Hello YouTube, this is Mayan J, and today what I'm bringing is a quick review of the HDC Galaxy S5. This is going to be the MTK6582 version with the model number G900F. Now this device, guys, I can already tell you that it is a very nice device. It has a great camera, it has of course a great processor, and it's overall a nice device. So like any other clone, it's always going to have problems and also going to have great features. Now this particular model is going to have great features, and I'm going to go through them very soon. Here on the left side of the device, we can see the volume rockers up and down. At the very bottom, we have the USB 3.0 with a microphone. Then on the right side, you're going to have the power button. At the very top, you're going to have a 3.5mm headphone jack with the IR blaster. Then on the back, we're going to have an 8 megapixel camera, and these are actually heart rate monitors together with the LED flash, the Samsung logo, and then at the very bottom, we're going to have the loudspeaker. Then on the back, this phone is going to be a single SIM, single standby device, and here we can see that it looks actually very similar to the original device. And also, I'm going to go ahead and compare it real quick physically here with the original one that my wife has. Of course, both of them are going to be white, and then here we can see at the bottom that the original has the Galaxy S5 logo at the bottom. We don't see that on the clone. Now, another thing is that the texture on the original is going to be more like, I would say like a rubber type of finish. On the clone, is going to be more like hard plastic. So far, that's the physical difference that I see. Then here on the top, you have both IR blasters together with the 3.5mm headphone jack. On the left side of the device, we can see that the volume rockers are located exactly at the same spot. Then at the very bottom, we're going to have the USB 3.0s together with the microphones. And then on the right side of the device, here we can see the two power buttons. Now on the front, they're both going to have a 5.1 multi-touch screen. Now on the clone, it's going to be 1280 by 720 pixels. So that being said, I mean, this device overall is a very nice phone, and on the system, it is actually showing that it has the Android KitKat. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it is, because there's some things, you know, on the operating system that I see that it doesn't. So it could be very possible that this is a fake KitKat version, and when we tap on it many times, we can see that it does give me the reasons to believe that it is Android KitKat, but now I'm not 100% sure. So this phone also has 1 GB of RAM, it has 4 GB of internal memory, and that was actually a little bit of a downer because we would expect a bigger memory. Now the good news is that we can also install a TF card or SD card, whatever you want to call it. We can upgrade it easily on this device. So the first thing I'm going to show you is what impressed me the most about this device, and it's going to be the remote control. Alright guys, so here we have my HDC Galaxy S5, and here we have my LG Smart TV. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and open the application for the remote control. So now what we're going to do is, if we go here to tap on menu, we hit select, and then you got to select the brand that you have. In my case, it's going to be the LG, and then in my case, the code is going to be General 5, and then we tap on OK. Now here, you're going to see that I'm going to be able to power it on. There we go. And also, if I hit here the mute button, I think it'll work as well. And as you can see, it is on mute, so let's unmute it. Also, we can increase the volume. We can also power it off as well. So as we can see, it is working perfectly well. All right, there we have the remote control, and as you can see, it is working very well. And then here we can see that on the drop-down notification is actually very similar to the original. And I'm gonna test that as well. But we can see that on the color side, the original is a little bit more vibrant, and it is expected because we are comparing it with a 720p display. But I'm just showing you here the similarities of the operating system. Then here on the settings application, we can also see that it has the grid option, and it also has the list option. So you have both of them just as we will see on the original. And the only thing that I noticed different is that on the original, it gives you more options than you would get on the Replica. But to me, honestly, it doesn't really interfere with anything, because on the Replica, you're going to get, you know, the settings that you're going to need the most. Of course, we're going to see more features on the original because we have the fingerprint scanner. We have many other features like NFC and things like that that we are not going to have on the clone. So here on the top, you can see the Wi-Fi test. My Wi-Fi router is all the way in the back of the house. So I usually get about this same single strength, as you guys can see. Now, based on the search that I also done, H plus is like 3G.5. I was kind of confused about that, but it still is not 4G, and I get great speed on this device. Also, the Antutu test gave me a score of almost 17,000. As you guys can see here, this was the score that I got, which was actually pretty good. Then here on devices information, we can see the brand shows as Samsung G900, Android 4.4.2, and I'm just going to scroll down for you guys to see all the great stuff that it has. But the back camera, I don't think that it's going to be at 12.8. It's going to be mostly an 8 megapixel, and I'm going to show you that actually very soon. So here we have the remaining of the information, and then I'm also going to show you now the camera test. Alright guys, so here we have the camera test on the HDC Galaxy S5. This is the G900F model that I got from Skinny Girl. And this one is also going to have the same camera as the one we got from Ming 198717. They're both going to be the same model, and as you can see, the focus is a little bit off, but if you wait with patience, it'll actually get the focus in no time. Alright guys, so here we have the front facing camera, and it is a 2 megapixel camera, but the quality of it looks actually very nice, and it has the autofocus capability as well, as you guys can see here. There you saw the camera test, and as you can see, it is pretty competitive, considering that this is, a very economical clone. It's only about 175, and you get, a quad-core device with great specs. The call quality also is very good on this device, and it has a very nice loudspeaker in the back. And this device also supports air gestures, as you can see, from side to side, and they actually are very sensitive. I don't know if you guys can see this, but they work very well, and not only for one side, they work for both sides. Here I have my little Bose speaker, so let's go ahead and power it on. Let's put it on Perry mode. Let's go to settings. Let's go here to where it says, all the way in the tab where it says Bluetooth. Let's see. Let's go ahead and turn it on. And right now, I think it's on Perry mode. It is looking for the device. All right, and then here we have it. It has paired. All right, and as we can see, it has connected. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go and play some ringtones. I believe we gotta go here to where it says sounds, then general, voice call ringtone. Alright guys, and as we can see, it works very well. And then this is the back speaker. Alright, so that's it for the sound test, and as you can see, it is working very, very well. And now also, this device can support original cases from the original device, of course. And here we have the case that my wife is using, and as we can see, all the way around, it fits very, very comfortably. Here on the top, you can see that the IR blaster is not covered. Together with the 3.5mm headphone jack, it is also covered very well. On the back, we can see that the camera holes are located exactly at the same location. So that definitely tells us, guys, that yes, this is a 1-1 clone. Now, the only bad thing about this device that I can tell you so far, and again, I'm not sure if it's going to be a hardware issue or a software issue, is the GPS. It is currently very weak. Now here, we're also going to weigh the device and see how many grams it is. Here we have the Replica, and it is about 138 grams. And then here we have the original. The original is 147 grams, so the difference is not that major. When they're off, we can see that they look just identical, and it's actually very, very impressive to see that as well. Now, of course, we know that one is going to be water resistant and the other one is not. All right, so that being said, I'm going to also play here some games. I think I have Flappy Bird, and it does play, pretty well, considering that it has the quad-core CPU. I mean, you can play pretty much any game on this device, and it won't lag whatsoever. So here I have Flappy Bird, and as you can see, guys, it is working perfectly well without any issues. So here we can also see that the screen, it is definitely an IPS screen, because on viewing angles it has beautiful colors and the display looks actually very nice. So overall, I gotta say that this device actually looks very similar, and I think it's among one of the best replicas out there, except for the GPS. Now, the version that I got from iBaby 888 had a much better GPS, and I was actually satisfied on that behalf. Now this one is going to have, better air gestures. It's also going to have a better heart rate monitor on the back. So that being said, I think that this device actually has a lot of potential, especially with the GPS. I think it does have the chipset inside. It just needs to be worked on a little bit more. And then here we have the browser, and I'm going to go ahead and search for youtube.com. So As you can see, it loaded up very fast, especially with Wi-Fi. It has no problems whatsoever, and it's very smooth. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you have any questions, please make sure to comment below. Subscribe for more, like the video. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.